Good evening, viewers, and welcome to this edition of NTV Sports Page. It's Monday, the 26th of April, and I'm Curtis Morton. In our headlines, Tough Nuts defeat Newton Sports Eagles, and in our feature for this evening, Newtown women overpower Keon women in football action. We'll take this break, and I'll be right back.
Salt is an important part of the human diet, but most of us consume more than we realize.
Consuming excess salt can lead to heart attack, high blood pressure, and even stroke, and other health-related conditions such as kidney disease.
As a hypertensive patient, in my home, I reduce salt intake by not adding salt during the preparation of my food, not having a salt shaker on my table, limiting the consumption of salty snacks, and choosing products with low sodium content.
If you gradually use less salt, you will gradually want less salt. Eating less salty foods will reduce your cravings for salty foods.
Do you know that common baked goods such as bread and crackers are high in salt?
Did you know that there are certain seasonings that contain more salt than you actually need? There are more natural, healthier ways to reduce the salt intake in your dishes by using natural things like onions, garlic, seasoned peppers, and even thyme and merengue powder.
Consuming foods like bananas, potatoes, and dried peas and beans such as lentils and kidney beans contains potassium, which helps to reduce salt in the body.
You can lower your salt intake by reducing salty foods, removing table salt, and using salt alternatives when cooking.
Most people consume excess salt from processed foods, such as snack foods, processed meats, instant meals, and condiments.
Instead, use fresh vegetables, ground provision, fresh meats, and natural herb seasonings, just like our grandparents did, and just like you did with this soup.
Get salt smart.
I am salt smart.
Let's get salt smart.
We are salt smart.
Well, I'm back, and we start with football. The National Bank Senior League continued on Thursday, 23rd April with 2 games. In Game 1, defending champions M&D Construction Inner City Conquerors defeated Newton Ground Blazers 72-60. For Inner City, Livan Lee, 32 points, 17 rebounds, 7 assists, 5 steals, and 2 blocks. Lesroy Benjamin, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. And for Blazers, Alexis Richardson, 12 points, 3 steals, 4 rebounds. And James Eddy, 11 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 blocks. In Game 2, Upfront Ballers defeated ASC Wolfpack 87-80. For Upfront, Craig Brooks, 23 points, 20 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 steals. Justin Bart, 17 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. For Wolfpack, Calbert Dorr, 30 points, 8 rebounds, 2 steals. And Cheston Hutton, 15 points and 2 rebounds. On Saturday, 24th April, just one game was played. Blueprint Construction St. Paul's Tough Nuts defeated our very own Newton Sports Eagles out of Nevis 80-56. For St. Paul's, Nashon Maynard, 35 points, 22 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals and 5 blocks, and Naren Maynard, 7 points, 13 rebounds and 2 assists. For Eagles, Trevon Simmons, 18 points, 2 steals, and Fabian Fobbs, 15 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists and 2 steals. We'll take this break and I'll be back with our feature for this evening.
One Nevis, I couldn't rest. I have to get this thing off my chest. I am King Astro, 4 times Culturama Calypso Monarch, and back-to-back St. Kitts Nevis National Carnival Calypso Monarch. And I took the COVID vaccine because I want to do my part in the fight against COVID-19. I am feeling a sense of peace in my mind. My body is feeling great. So I'm encouraging you all to go out and vaccinate and help us fight this monster, COVID-19. I said, don't wait, vaccinate.
For more information or to get vaccinated, visit your nearest health center. This message was brought to you by the Department of Public Health, Nevis.
Well, I'm back, and tonight football is in the spotlight, and we have some results of SKNFA matches played on Thursday, the 21st of April. In the Keith Gums Under-17 Youth League at Deep Bay, TGE Deep Bay Eagles 0, New Generation Garden Hotspurs 2. Scoring for Hotspurs, Devian Harvey in the 14th minute and Raheem Joseph in the 31st. At St. Paul's Playing Field, SL Hotspurs St. Paul's United 1, Nagico Keon Rockets 5. Scoring for St. Paul's, Zarek Francis in the 80th minute. Scoring for Keon, Judah Stanley struck twice in the 7th and 43rd minutes, Dane Weston in the 27th, Joshua Bradshaw in the 29th, and Ronald Williams Jr. in the 50th. In the Division 1 League at Sandy Point Playing Field, Match 1, Connery Fireballs International versus Molyneux. Molyneux did not show up for that game. And in Match 2, Mantab 2, Security Forces 1. Scoring for Mantab, Sylvester Alexander, he scored the 2 goals in the 4th and 90th minutes. And scoring for Security Forces, Doniel Francis, he scored in the 9th minute. Meanwhile, Newtown women claimed a 2-0 victory over Keon in the Elvis Star Brown Women's League. Media consultant to the SKNFA, Andrew Huey, has more in this report.
Action in the Elvis Star Brown Women's League continued on Thursday at the Warner Park, where Escrape Newtown United defeated Nagico Keon women 2-0, with both goals coming late in the match. Newtown converted a penalty in the 77th minute, and Christiane Mills added a second goal late on. The match was broadcast live on the SKNFA Facebook page. Commentators Al Edwards and Essington Watts.
Shot it into Claxton. Claxton is tackled.
Points to the spot.
Is that a clean tackle? A penalty? The ball. Claxton. Unscrabble. Oh, V's almost got it. Slipped from her hands and got in, but she chose the right direction, blocked it partially, weak hands, and the ball still penetrated. A poor kick, but good result for Newtown. 1-0 on the 77th minute.
Good result indeed.
Johnson, Wilkinson, donated back to McKellar. Wilkinson, McKellar in the box, McKellar cross, and shot and goal is there. Mills just there in time, making it 2 in the 84th minute.
Very good movement by Newtown, and to match it, a very good finish indeed. Beautiful touches, and then Mills, the last touch, just a tap in by Mills.
After the match, coach Shandor Wilkinson said she was happy for the win, but not the performance of her team.
The game was very not too intense. It was just, like you say, moderate for me. Basically, we would have been on the training grounds working on finishing mainly. And as you could see, we still need some work on it. Even though we come out victorious today, I'm not really too pleased with the performance, however. So it's time for me to go back to the drawing board, basically, and, work on the girls so that we could prepare for our next game going forward.
Coach Wilkinson is fully aware that the rest of the league is coming for the Newtown women, who have dominated women's football in St. Kitts and Nevis for most of its existence.
Everybody preparing for Newtown, and like, we are not the defending champions, but everybody still basically coming at Newtown. And really and truly, like I tell my girls, get prepared to play the best team. All right? We don't look forward for them to bring any light team. However, we're getting prepared to play the best team. So basically, we're just taking it one game at a time as they go. We gather with 3 points, we remain at the top of the table, and we move forward.
For Keon, Coach Tyrone O'Loughlin is happy with the effort of his team despite the loss.
Yeah, well, as I say, the team play good tonight, and we really practiced this week to go into pressure Newtown a lot and don't let them get nothing much to do. And we were doing that as this up to the 70th minute until, well, that penalty come, kind of pull down the girls. But nevertheless, at least I see the game plan I had tonight for at least 70 minutes until that penalty. So I'm satisfied with my team, but at least I should have get at least 1 point or 3 points tonight. But fortunately not.
The coach, who in previous interviews bemoaned the lack of interest from his players, is reporting a marked improvement in recent times, which has been reflected on the field.
I see a big improvement because sometimes they surprise me now. Sometimes I reach them like 5:30 and they're already down there at least 9 to 10 people on the field warming up, ready to go. And you had some little hiccups when the schedule for Keon to me every time we play a game, we have like 2 weeks rest. So the girls were getting a little frustrated, and so when we come again, not this game, the previous game, they wasn't showing up because the 3 weeks rest was like they was kind of give up. But this week they really showed to train, and we come out hard against the town. Yeah, so I'm satisfied with the girls and turning out so far.
Well, thank you so much, Andre. And that's our package for this evening. I am Curtis Morton, reminding you that you can watch sports if you're not fit. But to play sports requires fitness, diligence, and sacrifice. Have a good night.